Greetings, my fellow creators and creations of the Almighty Most High. I am Karma, and welcome to the Truth Booth. Here is some truth about nostalgia. At first glance, at first feeling, at first thought, when the average person thinks of nostalgia, they think of something that is good, something that they miss, something that they don't have right now in present time. It makes them reminisce. It makes them drift in their mind to a place of their childhood, or a place that feels comfy, a place that feels warm, a place that feels safe, a place that's familiar. Maybe a person. It's either a person, place, or thing, right? And oftentimes we use the phrase the good old days to describe elements of nostalgia and what nostalgia means to them, to us. But here's the truth about nostalgia, and it's not all warm and fuzzy. Nostalgia is a place that humanity comes from that we don't want to go back to. Nostalgia is a place of sleep. It's when we were asleep. It's a place that is comfortable because we were asleep. So things seemed less difficult. Things seemed more effortless. Things seemed more, dreamy and warm and fuzzy. Warm? I don't know. Fuzzy? Definitely. The reason why nostalgia feels warm and fuzzy because it is fuzzy. It's a place when you were fuzzy. It's a place when you were in complete and utter indoctrination from the forces that were created under illusion to create illusion for the masses. Set your own personal thoughts aside and think about what nostalgia really signifies from a bird's eye view, right? What were all the things happening in society at this time that brings you to nostalgia today? And this is any and everyone. This is not just a certain group of people. This is for anybody. So this is a definition I found on dictionary.cambridge.org. And it reads, a feeling of pleasure and also slight sadness when you think about things that happened in the past. It's interesting, isn't it? And then the Merriam-Webster definition of nostalgia reads, a wistful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or of some past period or irrecoverable condition. Also, something that evokes nostalgia or a state of being homesick. Now, this definition is very interesting because it says a wistful or excessively sentimental yearning. An excessively sentimental yearning. Feeling nostalgia makes you yearn for a time where you were asleep, the comfort and the bliss of your own ignorance. Because let's be real with it, when you feel nostalgia, you're thinking of a time in the past of your childhood. And what are children? Being indoctrinated. And that's exactly what you were. Notice that a lot of children, they don't understand that. Of today, children of today, they don't understand nostalgia. They don't understand what nostalgia is because they're still children. This is a state of mind that only an adult human being can understand, or adult human being can feel, because you're thinking of a time in your adolescence, or something triggers a memory. Now, that's not to say that when you're in a state of nostalgia that it's all bad, that you're thinking of bad things, because you're not. Of course you're not. You're thinking about pleasant things most of the time. You may be thinking of pleasant things, but what you're thinking about is you when you were in more of an indoctrinated state of mind, when you were unaware. of what the fuck was going on around you. Especially individuals that have allowed themselves to embark on their own journeys to self discovery, especially individuals that have welcomed in their own evolution. When you feel nostalgic, run. Run for the hills. Don't stay in this feeling too long, is what we're trying to say, because it's not healthy for you. But nostalgia is something that you need sometimes, right? We're human. We are traveling through this physical experience in these human vessels, right? Sometimes we need some nostalgia to comfort us. This message came from this. I've been watching Tales from the Crypt, and that's kind of been my little binge moment lately. I'm in my 30s. Watching this show brought up a lot of nostalgic memories, thoughts, feelings, emotions for me. So I'm swimming through this pool of nostalgia, and I realized something. As I'm watching the show, I'm seeing things. Certain messages are popping out, jumping out at me. Certain things are coming to my attention where I'm like, what the fuck? And it reminds me of the reality of the nostalgia that I'm feeling, and the fact that the nostalgia that I'm feeling is the illusion, is the illusions that were put up around me and around everyone at that time. These videos include the commercials as well, and the commercials were really eye-opening, revealing a lot of different things about that time that I grew up in. Things that made me smile, but most of which things that made me go, well, god damn, what the heck? This is pretty fucked up, actually. Everybody was taking their kids to McDonald's to see Ronald McDonald little ugly ass dance around. Everybody was going to McDonald's. McDonald's was busting. I'm talking about in the prime of primes. The kids loved it. The adults loved it. They didn't have to make no food for real. The commercials was jumping. It's like a whole industry, literally, of commercials. Like, literally, people are creating these YouTube videos with just the commercials from back when I was a child. The car commercials, you can't forget about the car commercials. Like the rock, like the truck commercial. What was that, Dodge? I think that was the Dodge commercials. Oh, like a rock. When I saw that commercial, I was just about lost it. Like, wow, bro. I'm talking about people got together and made I'm talking about multi-million-dollar productions on a commercial, bro. Just the indoctrination was so heavy, bro. They were hitting heavy with that shit. It's just amazing. It was just amazing to look back on that, knowing what I know now, seeing these programs for their true nature. Just the amount of energy that was put into indoctrinating the public and pushing a certain agenda, it was really profound. So if anybody knows Tales of the Crypt, whoever grew up on that show knows that it's a show that a lot of us had to sneak and watch. It wasn't a show that was necessarily meant for children. But at the same time, there's a lot of aspects of the show that would attract a child. So it was really interesting to sift through those ideals and things in my head as I'm watching the show. I'm like, because one scene happened, and this woman, she stripped down butt ass naked. I'm talking about nipples were exposed and all. And I'm thinking to myself, I watched this? Like, this is what was on just regular ass TV at that time. Not to shame the nudity, which is not what I'm doing. But if this woman, if her body was exposed In a different way, maybe I could see that, but this was a sexual way. This scene was a sexual scene. So her body was exploited and her breasts were exposed in a sexual manner, which that's very suggestive, you know? So all of these forms of indoctrination were happening strong. That was a time of very strong penetrating indoctrination that was happening to the public, most of which everybody was fast asleep. I'm talking about snoring sleep. Nobody was asking questions very much at that time yet. Nobody was wondering what the fuck is going on with the world and with, I mean, people, they were, the opposing forces of illusion were strong in their game. Their game was strong. If they only knew what was coming in the near future for them. If they only knew now. But anyway, nostalgia is not something that comes from a place of truth, a place of honesty. It comes from a place where the world was zombified, essentially. A lot of illusions were strong in their power and in the way that they were impacting humanity as a whole. So when you come across a person, a place, or a thing, a program, a food, whatever it is, and it triggers what you know to be as nostalgia, think twice about what you're feeling. And think twice about how long you allow yourself to stay the energy of nostalgia. Because it's definitely more than what it actually seems. We don't want to be stuck in the past. We don't want to go back there. Trust me. That is not a place where we want to go. And that's not a place that we could have ever stayed, which is why we are here today. Which is why we are in a place of real awareness. Real awareness is striking a lot of individuals. And if you're not embracing it, if you're not reaping the benefits of the awareness that is happening to the collective, you're probably one of the ones that were creating the illusions or that helped create the illusions that are causing people nostalgia today. When you feel nostalgia, you are reminiscing of a time where life seemed to be easier. But was it really easier? Was it easier for you? Or was it easier for the people that were creating the illusions for you? That's what I'm going to leave it on. And that's all I got from the Truth Booth for now.